Now is not a good time, Luminary. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Well, precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphino, back on your feet already? You may credit my swift recovery to your chirurgeons. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation? Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Thanalan. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine, given what the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tensions between the Uldan citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend? Who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. Okay. The General is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without the necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Luminary. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at a request for such information, but I have no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? You look as though you have something to say, Luminary. Do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual may be better suited to this task than a regiment. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. Okay. Amalberja and Leofric. And what brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well, then you've come to the right place. Ah, you mean those refugees. Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like that merchant who passed through recently. Information. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. A friend of the Sultanate, are we? I take it this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka. He'll explain everything. Zazahuza? Hubi Wetsits? Excuse me. Hi, kitty. Ah, don't hurt me! I'm not one of them! I beg your pardon? You're not a flame? I see. If Leofric bid you speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. 12 be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under the fanatic's spell, but not I. Promise of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. Ha! Childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent, and you'll understand why. Even now he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I've no doubt that merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. What are you doing? Don't draw. Don't draw, don't draw, don't draw, don't draw. Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me, be here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Soothe. Who are you? What do you want? It's true. I followed the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited. He split us into 2 groups, sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing, and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter, and... oh gods, the other group! They're still out there! If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. The other refugees are hiding in the caves south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox on all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though if they were forced to confront reality, that's it. Challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that their strongest warriors are no match for one woman. Mayhap then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll just do that. Yeah, alright, that's fine. This should be where I'm meant to go. There we go. 7 hells, they found us. Everyone, grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, is it? Sorry to disappoint you, lass, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. Oh, alright. Okay. He paused me for a minute there. Ooh, fancy arrows now. I'm fighting a little Lalafell. I don't want to do that. And apparently the F's now. There we go. More, huh? Swordsmen. Not just refugees. Poor F's. I know they got caught up in the crossfire. You beat him like it was nothing. Oh, welcome back, Tom. Thal almighty, what are we gonna do now? Quit being a dummy and following what some merchant told you to do. You've returned. Did you find my brethren? What are the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better that a handful of them take a beating from you than the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? I didn't see him. Huh? But where else would he be? Unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others? Oh, that's probably not good. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him. Convince him to cease his mad quest. It'll surely lead us to ruin. Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Ul'dah. The man said they were going to change everything, make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Say, miss, are you looking for someone? For a merchant. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Oh? Footsteps? Wait, look! Over there! I think that's him! Huh? Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? You! Aha! He's getting away! Go get him! Oh, trust me, I will. I have a chocobo. I'm gonna chase him down. Da-da. How did he get so far so fast? That's what I want to know. On two tiny little legs. There he is. You again? Why are you pursuing me? Because you're being nefarious. Sedition? Treason? Revolution? That's preposterous. Fear can be quite the speed boost. Remember, kids and budding supervillains, don't say the evil stuff out loud. Especially nearby said gullible fools. What did I miss? Oh, a lot of story. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? Oh, excuse me. The self-same refugees who terrorized the streets of Ul'dah? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations? None. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. For the sake of argument, let's say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I gave a Kakurn's arse about politics. It was business, only business. Uh-huh. We both know I'm not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. Uh-oh. Well, he's dead. She's so little and feisty. She is. She is me. What's all this commotion? Well, this looks bad because I have a bow on my back. 7 hells. Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Oh, good. They don't think it's me. Because it's not. They considered him a liability, and he's now dead. Hold, adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. This man was responsible for the recent riots? Mayhap we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it is obvious you are not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. What news, Luminary? Where's the merchant? Murdered? Damn it all to the 7th hell. He was not simply murdered, he was silenced. Too many knew his face, he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Revolution. Oh, here? Still? No? Where? What? Oh, I guess it was forcing me to do the other quest first, and now I can talk to him officially. Revolution. The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Alphino has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray, proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Hello, Doodly. Welcome in. How are you? Hello. That's how you read that word. Hello. We have been expecting you, madam. Please proceed inside. Hi, kitty, 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 kitty.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
Genuinely, I don't know why the voices are so quiet. I hope you guys can hear them okay. Maybe it's just my headphones.
This information does not leave this room.
I like the translator. Good.
The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate.
The Sultanate.
Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters.
There is a slider for the voices, and it is at 100%. So I don't know if I need to change the slider for volume closer to character or what. But yeah, and I even used to have it on voice boost, but I turned that off and it really didn't make much of a difference. So I don't know why they're so quiet.
It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
I knew he couldn't be trusted.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill?
Gasp!
It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement.
Hold on. Some of these Slim Jims are impossible to open, and I need scissors. Ugh.
Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations.
Okay, I have scissors.
In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless
Hey,
bloody
fantastic,
ruse which
welcome.
stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
Icky, stinky merchant.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
Fellows.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight
I know,
of the
his
Domans
face.
was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Omega?
Pardon?
An Alagon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Alagon inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats, given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation. Destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Why is he whispering? I can't hear. I'll have to look up like best audio settings for this game or something.
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
Thank you for a head pat.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Carlians did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
It is at 100% fantastic. That's the thing. Max volume, or master volume and voice are both at 100%, and everything else is at like 80 or 60. So I don't know. I don't know if it's my headphones. I don't know if it's the
He should
game.
aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
I'll have to see what I can play with.
Acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Maybe if I set the sound location to camera, like fully,
Pray
maybe
waste no
that'll
time
make
chasing
a
that.
difference.
Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
I'm kicking my little feet. Nappa leaves in Gakujong dip. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intended to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well positioned to do so, Sergeant Stardust. Pray keep us informed of any developments in Cartno. Sure! Begone, whelp! This is no place for children! Oh? Okay. Why are we being rude? I'm sorry! I was looking for you, miss. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? Let's see. I'm usually not a PvP person either, but I hear that it is actually fun, which is really promising. So he visited Stone's Throw as well. I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Of course, but first I must needs finish speaking with my friend. She's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by the pillar over there? We require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhaps Mamodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an aether-starved primal, even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Luminary, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation of the Twelveswood has taken a turn for the worse, I fear. I will explain in detail once you arrive. Well, off I go. Continue to make a crumbly mess on my desk. The Twelveswood? Then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed? I have received no reports of Ixali activity, which leaves the Sylphs? Go. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedent over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent. While I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. It is a relief to see you healthy and hale, Luminary. The latest news from Ul'dah was most disturbing. I was about to head on out since I'm dead from work and ready to just go to sleep at this point. Go to sleep, Minkus, don't even worry. I'm gonna be ending here in about a half an hour, so if you need to leave now, then go for it. Thank you for hanging out today, I appreciate ya. Clearly, the only injury Alphino suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you're ready to begin, I will summon them now. I just woke up. Good morning, sunshine. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you, were it not urgent. To business, then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the primal Rama. I'm sorry, may have? Then it is not certain? The weather is so shitty, I came home and went straight to sleep. Yeah, the weather had me taking a nap this morning. The Elder Seer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, antecedent, but the fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike this more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Rama is reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, 'twould surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was gonna happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon? You foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it? I told Papa Limo. I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Rama once right after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans camped tramping through the forest. Came tramping, not camp. And so long as Castramorian stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their garden deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. Okay. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of trees. 'Tis like that the sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Luminary, through your dealings with the sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the sylphs so fruitfully in the past? Why do they speak this way? Not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Rama can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. You want me to talk to him? A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can... Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Rama's presence. The Elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Luminary. Pray report to Commander Hulwa at the Adder's Nest as soon as you're able. Hulwa? Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Leven will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. Hulwa. These names sometimes, man. They be so fancy. New Gridania. Pew. Okay. Well. I have gifts. You have gifts! Where are you? Presents? I like presents. One second. Oh, Rainy, I found you. Because, you know, you're hiding. Rainy just pretending to be an NPC. Luminary of the Scions, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial, skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray, make your way to Nothika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the Lotus Sand. But have a great day, you guys. I love you so much. Bye!